And Kurt, well, again, thanks for coming along. We want to, as usual, first of all, highlight what happened last week. I know you featuring the undefeated Rangers came in to play you guys, and a big win for you guys again.
Always nice to get a win on your homecoming game. Kids really played well. We were pleased with the effort. We looked sloppy at times. That's something that we're hoping to improve on this week. But in terms of football execution, blocking, tackling, getting in the end zone, things looked pretty well last week. So we're hoping to carry that momentum into this week.
We were talking to Todd and Dave Gerard last week in the post-game show. We had mentioned it during the game, but mentioned the passing game came a little bit of age last week too. That must have been nice, and it's got to take a little pressure off the running back.
Yeah, we were hoping to get a little bit more balance in terms of passing and running last week, and we did. Brian Tucci got himself open in the end zone there, and Donnie laid him out with a nice pass to end the half. So that was good. And Donnie was, I believe, 4 for 9. So it's starting to pick up a little bit. And as you said, what it's going to do is it's going to open up the running game more. And that's real big for us because we've already been running the ball pretty well. So I think it's going to give teams a little bit more to prepare for each week, not just put 9 guys up and hope to stop the run.
Defensively and special teams-wise, you had a young man I want to mention about last week who had quite a game, Drew Salamanca. Maybe you can talk about that game a little.
Yeah, well, Drew's a senior for us, and these kids know that if they're going to work hard in practice, that we're going to find a spot for them. So we found a spot for Drew on special teams, and every time he steps on the football field, he hustles and he works hard. Made some great plays last week, some crucial plays, which led to scores, and just a great effort. And my hat goes off to Drew for a good game last week, and unfortunately, we'll be without his services today.
Yeah, talk about that for a minute. I know you're playing Livermore Falls. Some more kids sitting out this game.
Yeah, this is the last game suspension for a couple of our athletes. We have a total of 6 kids out, 2 starters. Dave Glode won't be playing today. Neither will Todd Polk. So next week we hope to be full strength, knock on wood. But we can't be belly aching about it. We have to come together and prepare harder and work harder now that we don't have them this week. And we're not looking at it as a setback. We're just we have to find a way to get it done is what we have to do.
Livermore Falls, always a good tradition with football up there in the J. Livermore area. I know they take their football seriously. They're 0-3, but as we talked before we got on the air, it's a dangerous 0-3.
Yeah, I deem them the best 0-3 team in the conference. And the reason I said that is because they opened up with the Class B school, which they played tough. Then they had Madison and Lisbon, the 2, and then they have us. So their meat of their schedule is right up front, and they haven't won any of those games. But what they have done is they've played them very tough. They've kept the score close. If you're undermanned, one of Coach Hurstom's game plans is to shorten the game. He does that by running the ball a lot, try to get a few first downs, keep the clock ticking and ticking. Before you know it, it's 6-0 in the 4th period. I don't anticipate any different game plan today. He's going to try to do that with us.
Defensively, we noticed 3 games. You've noticed they played some tough teams. I know Madison's always a physical team. Lisbon's supposed to be one of the teams to beat a good Class B school. You've only given up 32 points. It's got to be a little bit on your mind.
Well, Livermore always hustles defensively, always comes and hits you, and is always prepared. Coach Hurstom does a great job preparing his kids. Like I said, I think that you're going to see more of that today. They're going to pursue well to the ball, and they're going to lay some pads on you when they get a chance. And although they're young, they're still going to be, coming after every one of our kids who carried the ball. I'm sure that they're going to focus on Dave, try not to let him have a huge game like he did up at Jay. And but on the other hand, we do have several different weapons which we can counteract that. So we're going to try to take advantage of some different things today.
Injury-wise, Ralph Dubois, we noticed he's out there warming up. Pretty hard to keep him on the sidelines, isn't it?
Well, yeah, Ralph's a tough kid, and although he may not be 100%, he thinks he is mentally, and we're going to keep a close eye on him and see how he feels. He knows he's a senior and he's a leader, and he knows that if he can't help us, then he's going to give us a wave and we'll take him out. But he's going to start the game today, and he's going to go as much as he can.
As usual, we're going to wish you luck. Hopefully another W in the win column here. And it's the Andes and Seagulls here from Old Orchard Beach. And now for the opening kickoff, back to the booth with Roger.
Fritz's, a landmark in Arundel known for quality used tires and rims, now carries in stock 2 lines of new tires. Fritz's is proud to have an exclusive on the Tribune tire, reasonably priced with the manufacturer's 60,000-mile warranty. New tires at Fritz's are on the rim and out the door for one price, including mounting, balancing, and valve stem. Fritz's is also your undercar specialist, turning rotors and drums, doing custom exhaust, welding, brakes, shocks, and struts. Fritz's, 25 years in business and still getting bigger and better.
And we are back up in the booth, just about ready to look at the introduction of the starting lineup for the Seagulls. And let's do that.
54, Scott Darling.
Scott Darling.
Starting at left guard. 5'11", 180-pound junior. Number 61, John Gunslinger Ginger. Starting at right guard. 6'3", 185-pound senior. Number 63, Jim the Hitman Bickford.
James the Hitman Bickford. I like
Starting
that.
at tackle. 6 foot 1 inch, 280-pound senior. Number 72, Chris Hall.
Let's make a deal, Chris Hall.
Right tackle. 6 foot 2 inch, 230 pounds sophomore. Number 75, Jamie Gittinger.
And Jamie Gittinger. So we have the two Gittinger brothers starting in the offensive line, along with Bickford, Parks, and Hall. Jerry Hubbard at one end.
65-pound senior. Number 10, Keith Primetime Parker.
Keith Parker at the other end.
Starting at one of the backs, 5'11" inch, 155-pound senior. Number 84, captain, Bill the Terminator Adams.
Bill the Terminator Adams. This is great.
Starting at the other back, 5'8" inch, 155-pound senior. Number 13, captain, Dave the Rocket Gerard.
Dave Gerard.
Slowest guy in the field.
Yeah, right.
5'10" inch, 280-pound senior. Number 33, captain, Ralph Dubois.
Ralph Dubois, who was injured last week, sat out most of the second half, but looks pretty healthy today.
165 pounds.
Yeah, our designated cameraman, Ralph Dubois.
Yeah.
The head coach of the Seagulls is Kurt Creasy.
So Brian Tucci will apparently be at the other halfback spot, replacing Todd Polk, who's ineligible for today's game, along with a couple of other folks. And the Seagulls coming in here today 2-1, actually 2-0 in Class C competition. Their only loss coming to Wells, a tough Class B team that got took apart last night. By the way,
There goes my prediction.
That's right. They Mountain Valley.
They tore them apart.
Crushed Wells last night, but nevertheless, the Seagulls played Wells tight for most of the game, anyway, losing that one, but have since come up with two tough wins, good wins here in Class C, and are looking strong as they head into today's contest. And Kurt Creechin looks pretty confident about how things are going, Andy?
Yes, he does. He did label Livermore Falls, Rogers, 0-3, but probably the most dangerous 0-3 team in the conference, only because they opened up with a tough Class B school.
Yep.
Then they had to play Madison and Lisbon. And in 3 games, they've only given up 32 points defensively. So this team comes to play. And
Yep.
as we know, the Livermore J area is always a good, hard-nosed football area for Class C. And any Friday night up there in that J Livermore area, you know, that's about the feature attraction of the town. Everybody goes to the local football game.
Absolutely, it's a social event.
Everybody grabs the horse and goes.
That's right. I'm glad you said that.
Well, this game is not shown in Livermore.
No, it isn't. It is.
Okay.
I don't think so. No,
All right.
no.
Well, we try to have a little fun on the show.
What do you mean a little fun? All we do is we have too much fun. In
You're
fact,
right.
People complain, we're not taking this seriously enough.
No. But how would you like to be the coach for Livermore, though, having to face those 3 teams and come down and play the Beach, which is, one of the favorites for Class C. Then the rest of the schedule gets, of course, a little easier.
Yeah, it's got to. It's got to. But by that time, he's 0-4, and who cares?
Yeah, right. Well, realistically, they could make the playoffs if they
true.
win their last 4. 4-4 just may be good enough to get in.
Yeah, you're right. It just very well may be. It's interesting season with Biddeford being knocked off big last night by Marshwood, and then, but then on the other hand, you watch South Portland totally destroy a fairly good Lewiston team last night, and I guess South Portland just keeps coming at you in waves. Anyway, let's take a short pause here for the national anthem, and we will be right back after that.
My family's affiliation with Stockholm Benefit Savings Bank goes back at least 100 years. My grandmother made deposits at the bank, including one from me when I was born. Our family has done business with the bank for over 4 generations. Why? Because Stockholm Benefit Savings Bank is a very human place. One is not a mere account number, but a person treated with respect and appreciation.
We all have choices, and Ben's Flooring has been the choice of many for all their flooring needs and more. And now, more than ever, because the Trustmark carpet selection system has come to Ben's Flooring. This system, emphasizing style, budget, and practicality, will help you make the right decision in choosing your new carpet. At Ben's Flooring, carpet selection is simple and pleasurable with the aid of a trained Trustmark salesperson to help you select a carpet you can feel good about. Have a happy Trustmark shopping adventure at Ben's Flooring.
And with the playing of the national anthem, we're just about ready to go for this Class C contest. Andy's doing a little quick math here up here in the booth.
I hope this ain't their receiving team.
Because he's counted 12 guys. They're counting
12 or
too.
13.
Now they're sending the word down. Some lineman over here noticing that there are too many people. And the ref is counting. And now somebody's leaving. I think that makes them legal. They're 5 up front and 2 rows of 3. They're okay. They're back down to 11.
Yeah, that's usually the way the game starts and finishes.
I was talking before the game, Andy, to Todd Polk, who made his way up here in the booth, and I said, where did Jerry Hubbard come from? And he says Jerry Hubbard was from Biddeford. Said he played a little bit of freshman football.
Yeah,
and
so did Salamanca.
And he said he never played football again at Biddeford. Transferred here, and now he's kicking off. He's number 85. Well, it's a beautiful afternoon, Andy.
Yeah, the Green Bay Packers will be receiving to your left. If
As
you
the
have
Baltimore Colts kick
and the
off.
Colts are kicking off.
the
Indianapolis Colts.
Indianapolis Colts. And there's the kick. Fielded down there by Richard Fredericks, and he is dropped just over the 20-yard line.
Bill Adams, one of the young men.
The Terminator.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Bill Adams getting up from the pile. Roger, they're quarterbacked by a 3-year starter, Brian Jerry, who's 6'5", 165.
Mm-hmm. Excellent athlete, too.
Yes,
and
he
he's got
is.
a gun for an arm. Problem is he doesn't have any receivers, so we're told.
Yeah,
we'll
that
find
might help.
out. That might help.
Fredericks and Grooms are going to be your main running backs, doing the bulk of the work, 25 and 32, so we'll watch for that. I think they're mostly a run-orientated team. Probably come out throwing on first down, right?
And they will.
There we go.
And he gets it off. He also gets hit. And it's intercepted right at the 50-yard line. And who comes up with the ball? Is that Adams? Number 84, I believe. It is. Bill Adams intercepts the first pass of the game right at the 50-yard line, and the Beach goes on offense.
And a lot of pressure. I'm not sure if it was Hubbard or Bickford, but somebody was right in Jerry's face. It wouldn't surprise me if it was Bickford, because he's usually all over the place.
Exactly.
So there you go. Make a liar out of us. They come out throwing on first down for the big play. They come in here really 0-3, nothing to lose. They're a tough defensive team, Rod, so we'll have to watch for that this afternoon.
Indeed. We have Adams on in motion as Don hangs on to the ball. Don Dubois, a quarterback, will drop for about a yard, fall forward for it. In the backfield with Don right now are Gerard and Ralph Dubois, and I'm assuming that Bill Adams may be the other back, but I'm not sure. We'll see how when they come out again.
Looks like everybody fired a little bit on missed cylinders that time too.
Yes, indeed.
Coming out of that backfield.
Yes, Adams is the wing back on the man in motion that you see now. Still with the option. Dubois hanging on, pitches out, and it's going to be recovered by Livermore Falls. Yep, the fumble on the option pitch. A little behind Gerard as he had already started to cut upfield.
Keith Tibbetts comes up with the fumble recovery, Roger. I'll tell you, if that pitch out is there, then Gerard's got some room.
Indeed. But it ain't there, and it's recovered by Livermore Falls, and they go back on offense now at their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, so we played less than a minute. We've got 2 turnovers already.
That's right. And if you look at Pickard, we also have a cream puff. Just thought I'd throw that in.
No.
Yeah. Mark, oh, by the way, Mark Pickard is our videographer today.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, a little bit of room there and getting close to the first down. That's number 32, Joey Grooms. Only a sophomore, a fullback, goes about 177 pounds, so it says here.
Yeah, you know, Rod, you want to talk about that roster, right?
Yeah.
We added this up before the game. We came up, this 45 men, I think, on the roster.
Right.
7 seniors, 9 juniors, and then 12 sophomores and 17 freshmen. So talk about a young squad. This coach has to be licking his chops for the next 2 or 3 years.
Boy, you said it. Jerry at quarterback, 6'5" quarterback. Dropping back, hands off. He's got Fredericks, who goes to the sideline, and he's got a lot of room down there, down around the 30-yard line. Richard Fredericks picking up another first down.
About a 14-yard pickup, 13 maybe. He showed some speed on the outside.
He sure did, and he's dead on the 30-yard line. Another big first down, and this Livermore offense is in high gear early here in this actually second drive, if you look back at the interception.
Frederick's only a junior, by the way.
Jerry setting his backfield. Hands off.
We're going to get some motion on the left side.
Indeed. That was Fredericks that was with the ball, but that's all going to come back. We'll step off 5 and do it again from the 35-yard line.
You know, you got a good groove going like they have right now. They recover a big fumble in good field position, 2 nice runs. You don't want, against the Beach, you don't want to start making mistakes like penalties. We saw Trape look like they were starting to mount something in the first drive last week, and the penalties just kind of shot them down in the opening drive.
That's right. We have a 1st and 15. Inside handoff. Picks up the 5 that they lost. Not much more than that. Joey Grooms again, the ball carrier. And we're going to look at a 2nd down and 10 now from the 30.
Yep, Grooms picks up the 5 that the team lost. So 2nd down and 10 with 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the opening quarter at Old Orchard Beach High School. It's 0-0 here in the first.
Oh, good defensive play coming up real quick is Bill Adams making a beautiful hit from his linebacker position. Drops him for a loss of about 3 or 4. And we'll call it a 3rd and 13, maybe 14 yards now.
Yeah, the Beach, talk about defensively. They've only given up 1 touchdown since the opening game. And that was last week in the end zone towards the end. So they're a tough defensive club.
C.T. Broderick is number 74 playing defensive line for the Beach along with Jimmy Gettinger on that side, number 75. Busting through, however, for a nice gain is Grooms once again on the other side of the line, and he'll be close to the first down, miss it by a couple, and we're looking at a 4th and 2, let's call it. And we're down to the Seagull 21, 22-yard line.
Oh, Grooms is having some success running the football.
Yes, he is.
As is Livermore Falls is having a lot of success. So 4th down and 2, so this is an important call right here for the Andes.
And they're going to run it again. Fredericks is going to go wide, and I don't know.
Oh, that's close. Don't know if it was pushed out, though, before, I think.
He was,
the marker.
Andy. I think he was, but...
Yeah, Hubbard was the initial guy who pushed him out. I think they'll... Wow, look at the mark.
That's it, right. So he's...
Actually lost a yard.
He lost the yard, exactly. They tried to go wide, didn't get there. And the Seagulls have stopped this first good-looking drive by the Andes. And the Beach will take over at their own 22 and see if they can start generating some offense.
Yeah, each team with an early turnover. And I'm sure the Beach always gets off to kind of a shaky start.
Doesn't it, though?
And they usually settle down and get their game going.
Number 10 in the lineup is Keith Parker, just picking out a few numbers as Bill Adams goes in motion and sliding down once again. Dubois, the pitch out to Gerard, turns up the speed, picks up about 7 or 8 yards as he gets to the 30.
Tackle was made by Ian Hansen. About a 8-yard pickup. Timeout on the field, Rods.
Timeout
Livermore
on the
Falls.
field. Okay, we've got 8:15 remaining here in a scoreless game from Old Orchard Beach on a beautiful afternoon. Sunny day, a little cool, a little nippy, you might say. Beautiful fall day, however, great day for a football game. And we're having a good time bringing it to you. Hope you enjoy it as well. Thorn Academy playing this afternoon, Andy. Who's the opponent today?
I think it's homecoming against
Yes.
Sanford.
Yes, could be an interesting game, right?
Improve Sanford Redskins. And I think the Trojans would love to avenge that losing streak that was stopped last year at their hands on that last play, one of the last plays of the game.
Yep.
They'd like to avenge that one, but I'll tell you, don't take Sanford lightly. They gave South Portland all they could handle, and they've already won a couple ball games, I think, this year.
Quarterback for that Sanford team is Zach Matthews, the son of the former AD, assistant principal here at Old Orchard Beach, Rick Matthews.
Nice people.
Excellent. And Rick, of course, now is the new principal of middle school over in Biddeford. Dubois throws, finds. There's a pitch back to Gerard, and he may be gone.
He's gone.
Beautiful pass to Jerry Hubbard, who, well, it's the old hook and lateral.
And you know, it's the first
Gerard
pass,
goes.
I think it's the first pass Hubbard may have caught all year long, and it's probably the most important pass he's caught all year long.
That's right. A beautifully executed play. The short pass over to the one side to Jerry Hubbard, who then just laterals back to a streaking Dave Gerard, and 2,000 yards later, Gerard scores. It's a great play, and the Seagulls are up here 6-0.
Boy, fireworks. This team can strike awful fast, and they just showed you why. And it comes with 8:02 remaining in quarter number one.
And now Gerard is going to hold for an attempted conversion by Parker, who's going to do the kicking. How about that, boys and girls? And it is good. We have 8:02 left here in the first quarter, and the Seagulls have jumped out to a 7-0 lead. I think this might be a pretty good spot to take a break. So let's take a pause for the cause, and we will all be back with more of the first quarter here in Old Orchard Beach right after this message.
Quality product and superior service is what you'll always find when you visit Deering Lumber for all of your home building and garden needs. Located at 14 Elm Street in Biddeford, they feature one of the area's finest selections of lumber, paint, windows, and hardware, as well as a wide selection of lawn and garden products. For over 130 years, it's been quality products and dependable service that stand behind the name Deering Lumber and make them a favorite. Stop in today and look over the outstanding selection. You won't be sorry.
In this election season, you've heard what the others promise. Now let us tell you what we guarantee. Variety. Yes, we have something for everyone. Just look. And all at low prices. Sorry, we can't do anything about the taxes. Full employment. And we strongly support the community. Remember, if you're looking for a party to join, come to our campaign headquarters. We promise to satisfy you.
7-0, and we're ready for the kickoff.
It's one of those plays, Roger, we've seen in the Old Orchard playbook now for years.
It's true. This is not a new play. You're right.
No, it's not a new play. It's just some new people involved sometimes. And it's nice when it works. It always looks like one of the best plays to watch out in the field.
Sure is. Very exciting. Hubbard gets his foot on the ball, and we're off here. Picked up by, looks like Fredericks. As he comes back upfield, gets away. Still on his feet. Now he's dragged down about the 36-7-yard line. And the Andes will go on offense with pretty good field position following that return.
Remember the momentum-changing game? I think it was Old Orchard and Livermore, and it might have been a playoff game a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when the Beach went to the States, where Davies was almost ruled like he hit a knee in the ground.
Yes.
And he pitched it.
That's right.
And that play worked also. Wasn't it like in the last minute of the half where everything just
something
changed
like
around?
Changed the whole
I think it might have been Livermore.
Yeah. We're at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Two-back set. Hand off inside, and that'll pick up about 3.
You know, Livermore hasn't shown much offensive spark this season, but they show signs of moving the ball here this afternoon.
They certainly do. Grooms with the carry. They've decided pretty much to run to one side so far. They're picking on the side that's manned right now by Bickford and I think Hall. But I'm sure the Seagulls are going to be making some adjustments over there to cover that. Now the break almost breaks out. Nice recovery by Bickford as he makes the tackle on Fredericks. And the gain is another 5, let's say. We've got a 3rd and 2 maybe.
3rd and 2. Ball sitting at the 40-yard line.
Right. 45.
45, excuse me. Just over the 45.
Yep.
7 minutes exactly to go in quarter number 1. The Seagulls on the hook and ladder play. Nice run, 55-yard run by Dave Gerard. 7-0 to Beach leads it.
3rd down, big 3rd down early. Oh, good tackle in there. Coming up tough again is Bill Adams. That's the 2nd time he's adjusted to that very same play and made that hit. And he sets up a 4th down now and maybe more like 3 or 4 yards. And let's see if Livermore decides to punt, and apparently they will. Beach hasn't bought it yet. Now Gerard is dropping deep. Du Bois also falls back. Punt is short, takes a Seagull bounce. What do we got?
I'm wondering if it hit a Beach player.
It's still rolling, however.
Nope.
Yeah, it'll be the Beach football, I'm pretty sure, down about their own 41. So that punt is only good for about 15 yards or so.
Yeah, it seems like they rushed it.
And the Seagulls will go back on offense with a 7-0 lead and excellent field position to start this next drive. C.T. Broderick, number 74, checks out of the lineup. Broderick plays strictly defense for the Seagull team, and he is a good one. Du Bois calling signal out of the wishbone. Handoff is to a deep back. Will go for about 4 or 5. Bill Adams, the carrier. Adams is Mr. Handyman today, and he's doing everything out there.
He is. He's played very well defensively earlier on. Now he gets his hands on the football. He's one of the captains on the team, one of the kids they rely on a lot. And he's coming up big here early on this afternoon.
We got a 2nd down and about 6. We're at the 45-yard line. Pitch out to Gerard. Looks to cut back inside, and boy, you get started. It gets exciting quick.
We got a flag, though.
Flag falls as he gets out too close to the 50, but let's see what this is going to be all about. It's a holding call, so we're going to walk off 10 against the Seagulls. Those things are usually walked off from the point of the penalty, which is what's happening here. So he'll get back, walk it down to about the 39 or 8-yard line, and we're going to repeat 2nd and make it 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12. Mentioned Du Bois last week, passed 4 for 9, so the passing game came out a little bit. And talking to Kurt, that's got to be important with the upcoming games because that way you can't key on one specific thing. You got to show somebody else that you actually have more dimensions out there.
Gerard is split wide. The handoff, however, is inside to Ralph Du Bois, the fullback, who picks up a couple. Give him 3 yards, call it 3rd and 9. And we're at the 42.
3rd and 9. We'll see. This is a passing down now. But again, with the speed that they have in the backfield, and not always is for Old Orchard Beach.
That's right.
We're under 5 minutes to go now in the opening quarter. 4:45 left. Beach on their 2nd possession. Actually 3rd. He fumbled
3rd.
once.
Correct. Handoffs to the deep man. This time it's Gerard, but Dave doesn't have much room over on that side. And we're going to have a 4th and a punting situation here for the Seagulls.
Yeah, Fredericks with the tackle. Nice defensive play. Beach will go into punt formation.
Frederick seems to represent the speed in the backfield for this team. Groomsby to be more of the power back. They drop a couple of boys back deep as Seagulls will punt.
With the wind, so punting with the wind.
Oh, that comes up A little strange, but Hubbard gets it away in pretty good fashion. It takes a seagull bounce, very good seagull bounce, and will roll dead inside the 30, make it about the 26, 7-yard line. Not bad.
35-yard kick by Hubbard, no return.
No, not bad. Good recovery that time. He had some decent blocking, too, to help.
Yes.
He was able to get it away. First and 10 for the Livermore Falls Andes.
We've done a couple of games up there, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We tried to last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough place to go play football. Like
Yes,
we
it
said
is.
before, it's a big thing up in that area. That Jay Livermore rivalry is a real good one.
Well, we've got a first and 10 now for the Livermore Falls Andes as they start at their own 26-yard line. We got some movement.
Yeah, we're going to get motion.
We had a tackle, I believe, who moved. It might have been a guard, number 53, who was a Josh Smith. Hard name to pronounce.
You know, defensively, Livermore, Raj, looks like the type of, they might have enough confidence where they played some real tough teams that they feel they could contain the beach here and there, but their fear might be giving up the big play, like what happened earlier on.
Sure.
We'll see if that one comes back to haunt them.
Well, it's a first and 15 after that motion penalty. Jerry goes back to throw, avoids one guy, gets it off nicely, and a good tackle by Don Dubois down there on Fredericks. Fredericks will pick up about 7, make it 8 yards, let's say, on that pass completion, and gets the ball out to about the 29-yard line, second down and 7.
Yeah, first completion. 1 for 2 now for 8 yards. Pretty impressed with the Fredericks kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a junior, 5'10", 155. Good prospect for next year.
Of course, Jerry's a senior, but that backfield, the rest of that backfield is all coming back next year. Fredericks and Grooms and... Oh, good
wow. Big
grief.
hit.
Big hit. Somehow Fredericks comes out of there.
Ralph Dubois
Uh-huh.
pounded Brian Jerry just as he was handing the
Just
ball
as he
off.
got rid of it.
Play broken up in the backfield by number 33, Ralph Dubois.
So third and about 6, or actually 7.
Yep.
We'll call it 3rd and 7. They need to get out here to the 37-yard line for first down. Ball's marked at the 30. We have 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in quarter number 1. This is week 4 of high school football, with the beach trying to get this train, trying to keep it rolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has some tough games coming up. And we'll get to those in a little bit.
We will. 3rd down and 7. Out of an I formation now. Jerry goes back to throw, has to come out of there. And is still on his feet. He's going to get the first down, I believe.
Yeah, that second effort did it for him.
Sure did.
Good heads-up play by Brian Jerry. He looks like the type of quarterback who would rather not run. But found nothing there.
Yep. Well, he'll bring it out to over the 40, to about the 40. Well, we'll say the 41. And first down. First and 10.
11-yard pickup by Jerry that time.
They have 2 boys split down to the bottom of your screen as Jerry now hands off to Fredericks. He's got a little room and then slips and falls at about the 45. Pick up about 4.
4 yards.
Oh, another 4 for Fredericks as they continue to rack up some yards here, but nothing on the scoreboard. We're under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. 7-0 for the Seagulls. Same set with 2 boys split wide down at the bottom of the screen once again. On this second down, handoff is inside. Groom still on his feet, bouncing off people very nicely, and will get the first down a lot more into Seagull territory, close to the 40-yard line.
15, again, Groom's inside. He's just picking his spots and making his cuts at the right time.
Very
Outside,
impressive for a sophomore, Andy.
He is. He's got some moves out there. It's a 15-yard pickup and another first down. And, you know, Kurt mentioned that in the paper I noticed too, Raj, about he can't afford to give them first down after first down, which means they've got the type of offense that they just cut and slash at you.
Yep.
You know, they don't score many points as they end up making a mistake they're not supposed to make. But they seem to get some yards, you know, during the course of the game. They just can't
Well, they're
score
getting
many
them
points.
this afternoon. There's no question about it. This is a good defensive team that the Seagulls have in the field. And we watch Fredericks just grind out another 10 yards or more and another first down. Now we're down to about the 28-yard line, and it starts getting serious again as this Livermore Falls team just keeps coming at you.
Yeah, well, Kurt mentioned this is the type of team that they just won't quit. They're just going to keep coming at you. And that's exactly what they're doing here. They show no signs of that big play befuddled them. They got 1:10 left in the first quarter. Sticking to their game plan.
First down. Hand off again to Fredericks, going wide one more time. Tries to cut back, nothing there. And a fumble. And the Beach has recovered, and that's a mistake you were talking about, kid, right?
There we go. You know, just the mistakes are there.
Yep. They just
basically they stopped themselves.
Exactly, they self-destruct. And the Seagulls take over at the 30-yard line.
You know, if you're the offensive coach, you got to be happy, but then again, you got to be mad at the same time, you know, because you're showing you're doing exactly what you want to do. You're running the football successful, then you give the ball up. So there's 2 turnovers now for Livermore Falls here in the first quarter.
Wishbone offense. Don looks to throw, looks and does. Hubbard with the beautiful reception. A great pass by Dubois and a big first down out to the Andy's 43-yard line.
Well, Jerry's having the best game that he's had since he's been here, and you knew sooner or later it was going to happen.
He's having the best game he's ever had in his career.
Yes, he is.
He only played a little bit, as we said, as a freshman at Biddeford High. Hadn't played any football since. This has got to be the best game he's ever played. How about that?
27-yard pass completion that time, you know, and the coverage was there.
Oh, yeah.
That's just it. He was being blanketed.
He was being blanketed.
And the coverage was there. It's good coverage. It's just, it was a perfectly thrown ball by Dubois.
Pitch out. Gerard looks to go wide, avoids one, can't get rid of the other guy, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards.
Yeah, initial block by Bill Adams. Bill couldn't hold his man long enough, and he was the young man who ended up making the tackle.
Jim Flagg, another sophomore, number 36, coming up with that tackle. Well done. Second down and let's say a short 8 for the Seagulls.
Don't know if they're going to get another playoff, Roger. We're down to about 11 seconds and counting. They don't have to snap again.
And they're not in any rush to do that. As the clock is down to 1, and let's call it the end of that. So we have completed 1 quarter of play here from Joe Regina Field in Old Orchard Beach on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Our score, Old Orchard Beach 7, Livermore Falls nothing. Andy and Mark and I will be back with quarter number 2 right after this.
Kids, pets, odors, spills, the list is endless. But with ServPro Cleaning Service, your house can be spring fresh year-round. With carpet, furniture, wall, and in-house drapery cleaning, insurance claim specialist, and odor removal, no job is too big for the technicians at ServPro. If dirt and cleaning are a problem for you, let ServPro take the worry out of your life and put clean, fresh happiness in your home. Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, conveniently located on Elm Street in Saco, is also a state liquor agency. Bob's has a large variety of your favorite brands of beer, wine, and liquor. Whether you're planning a last-minute party, get-together, or just a quiet, relaxing evening at home, Bob's has just about everything you need. Sandwiches, snacks, soda, chips, and your favorite alcoholic beverage. Stop at Bob's today and get your get-together together. Bob's Exxon and Mini Mart, there for you.
Animal crackers next to Jurassic dinosaur cookies, gumballs and Mary Jane's next to Nintendo bubblegum. Penny candy everywhere. Are you in the Twilight Zone? No, you're at the Wayway store where every day is a step back to 1929. Stop in and visit with Catherine and Peggy for all your everyday grocery needs and then some. And remember, a slower, kinder time. From penny candy to padlocks, dried beans to dolls with homemade outfits, you'll find it at the Wayway store. Step back in time at the Wayway store without leaving today.
Ready for quarter number 2 from the beach, and it's the Old Orchard Beach Seagulls we're looking at. There's Sandy the Seagull out there, and if he turns around again, he's got a sign that he's holding up there that says, "Go Billy," number 84. So he's obviously a Bill Adams fan as well. The Terminator. See, there he is.
Or he's
Go
looking
Billy.
for a new bill, either one.
That's right.
For his beak.
Okay. Seagulls have the ball at the Andes 40-yard line, and we're looking at a 2nd and about 8. Inside handoff, and that's Gerard, who avoids a couple more. Oh, that kid is good. He's down inside the 30-yard line. It's another first down for the Seagulls now as they move to the Andes 27.
Yeah, 14-yard pickup, and you can just see him lunging for that extra yard even after he gains 13.
Well, Andy had the pleasure of talking to him and Todd Polk last week after the game, and two very nice young men, and Dave is both of them pleasure to talk to, pleasure to interview, and well, even more pleasure to watch him play football.
Well, we got an equipment problem, I think. Either that or he's got a cut in his hand and he's got to go off the field.
Fredericks is leaving the field for the moment.
Yeah, he must have some kind of a injury or something.
Yeah, their trainer's looking at him. Okay, we've got a first down here for the Seagulls following that nice run by Gerard. And the inside handoff will gain little, if anything. That's Ralph Dubois. I mentioned just before that we started the contest, Ralph was injured last week. Looked like either a knee or an ankle, weren't quite sure. Sat out most of the game, or second half of it anyway. It's good to see him looking pretty healthy and back in the lineup. This beach is thin in terms of numbers, obviously, and they just cannot afford to lose anybody to injury, certainly. So having Ralph Dubois back in the starting lineup is a real plus for his blocking and also for his defensive play, as Gerard carries for a couple of yards to the 25.
I think they have somewhere around 20 kids dressed for this afternoon.
Yeah.
Talk about a small squad right now.
Indeed. Brian Tucci, number 11, checking in for the Seagulls, replacing Keith Parker for this play. We're looking at a 3rd and about 8. Ball just short of the 25-yard line. Seagulls in good shape here, looking to add to their lead, obviously. Dubois going to throw long. He's got Tucci, and he's got an interception right at the goal line.
Actually, in the end zone. They will give him a touchback. That might be...
That's Jerry, I think, came down with the interception, I believe, number 12.
Yeah. A lot of height there, 6'5" to contend with.
Indeed.
It's a good interception. It's 2 turnovers for both teams now. Each fumble and each an interception comes out to the 20-yard line. Fell right into the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Just underthrew his receiver, Tucci, that time. And when you underthrow somebody and the guy covering you is 6'5", that's what's going to happen.
Oh, that's for sure. Well, back on offense for the Andes.
I thought I'd have a team nicknamed after me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, listen, still on his feet is this kid here, number 25, Fredericks. Tucci finally finds him and stops him at the 47-yard line. A gain of about 27 yards on that carry by Andy Fredericks, who is showing us a lot of offense this afternoon.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with some of these kids. This is a very young team. We keep mentioning it. And the 27, 28-yard pickup. And this is very much a football game. If these kids can hold on to the football, looks like they may stay with the beach this afternoon. We've heard a lot about their defense, but their offense is what's impressing me.
Inside and Groom there too. Groom's still on his feet. He'll pick up about 8 or 9.
That'll be a 2nd down and about 2 after they finally spot it on the Orchard Beach 45-yard line. 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go till halftime. If you just joined us, the beach on a hook and ladder play from Dubois to Hubbard to Gerard on a 55-yard run after leads this thing 7-0.
And we've got a 2nd down and 2 as again the Andes show an awful lot of offense marching up and down the field, but they tend to self-destruct somewhere along the line. Pass play incomplete, overthrown, intended for Fredericks, but there were a lot of other blue jerseys down there in the way of things, and Jerry was hustled pretty hard himself, so we've got a 3rd down now and about 2.
Interesting call.
Yeah.
With the success they've been having on the ground. Probably thought the Beach was going to be looking for the run, so it might have been a good time for them to throw the ball. Third down now and about 2.
Jerry checks into the huddle with the play from the bench.
Each team really looking at a numbers game, because on the sidelines, if you look at their squad, even though they list 45 on the squad, they didn't bring everybody with them.
They sure didn't. A lot of those freshmen, I think, stayed home.
Yeah.
Whoops, there goes Grooms as he cuts through and drives to the 35. Tucci catches up to him. This is Joey Grooms. There's another Grooms boy, Sam Grooms, number 89. He's also in the lineup, who's a senior, I assume his older brother.
This is the kid that's running the ball. And between Grooms and Fredericks, it's been their show here this afternoon.
And how?
I guess the best. Go ahead, Raj.
I'm sorry. I was just saying Chris Hall checked out of the lineup, replaced by one of the guidingers, John.
I was going to say their best defense right now is their offense, as they're keeping the Old Orchard offense off the field.
For sure. And off goes Fredericks. Once again, stopped into the secondary. That's not where you want to be making tackles.
Yeah, Fredericks, especially Fredericks, you don't want him getting an open field because he's just showing a burst of speed out there.
Well, here we go again, Andy. We're down to the Seagull 26, let's say, and this drive is looking strong. They have destructed in the pass.
This is a Mission Impossible offense. This offense will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's a second down in a little bit. Grooms again bulls forward. Should have the first down.
Gain of about 2 or 3 that time. It should be enough for a first down.
And it is. So we're at the 24-yard line now.
Yeah, they're running off a lot of plays here in the first half compared to the Beach, Raj, offensively. And that may be the game plan, is keep the Beach Seagulls offense off the field.
And, you know, they're running right up against the strength of the Seagull defense, I think. Anyways, that tough defensive line. It's big, it's mobile, and still they're able to do some fine offensive line blocking and keep the ball moving. Fredericks comes back, cuts back, and now he is found by Jamie Gittinger, who racks him up and drops him for a loss of 2 or 3. They have had no success on that side of the line. With Gittinger over there and Bill Adams, who's had some fine plays from his linebacker position, most of their success has been running to their left.
Right. And I think it's a good spot, too, for the Beach to call timeout. It's time they stop this drive. It's 7:39 left till halftime. The Beach up 7-0. Defensive coach Dean Plant trots out to talk to his troops. Maybe they're finally seeing something where, something is going to work and stop this defense, and they want to talk things over. Looking ahead, Roger, I want to go over some of the schedules. Because if you got a program, I think I'm going to talk to somebody about changing one of these dates on here. We have this Friday date listed for Madison again. But anyways, the rest of the schedule goes as follows. Next Saturday, October 12th, will be in Boothbay. That's a 1:30 start. But look at the Saturday, October 19th, Winthrop game is a 2:30 start. So I want you to take note of that in case you're heading up there. Then we're home against a tough squad in Lisbon at 1:30, and then on the schedule that we get here at the Beach, it says Friday, November 2nd, home against Madison at 1:30.
Right.
We want to change that day to, I think, a Saturday is November 2nd.
I do think so.
Just that they haven't changed it yet, but I don't want you to get confused. It's a Saturday, should be a Saturday afternoon game, but there's some tough games coming up. Lisbon and Madison, definitely the last 2 games of the season are going to be some wars as they've had with Madison over the years.
Sure.
And Lisbon, one of the tough teams. But here we go. Second down and now in 12.
And Jerry to throw. He gets hit and he gets rid of it. A lot of people down there, and nice defensive play by Brian Tucci, who positions himself well in front of the intended receiver. And we've got a third down and 12. Yeah. Jerry was really hit when he threw that ball.
Was he hit by Broderick, I think?
I do believe.
74.
Ian Hansen, number 5, was the intended receiver. And he, some folks are checking in and checking out here in the lineup for the Andes.
It's going to bring up, though, a 3rd and 12.
Would look like another passing situation, but don't bet on it.
No.
They've run well for big chunks of yards, so anything is possible here. And they're going to run here. Up the middle, pick up about 5 or 6.
5-yard pickup by
That's
Burrow.
Grooms
Stop
again.
by 33, Ralph Dubois. 4th down.
Yeah, bring up 4th, but they're in 4-down territory.
Yeah,
so
they are. They're at the 21-yard line, 4th and what, 7?
Yeah, 4th and 7.
Okay.
Gain of about 5 that time. I was surprised they didn't run that play on the previous down and throw it here, because they kind of got away from their game plan, I thought, the last 2 plays. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and, like you said, 7.
They split Hanson, number 5, wide at the top of your screen. They've got a 2-back set, pro set, and Jerry looking to throw. And he does, and it's incomplete.
Well,
that's the end of that guy.
There it is. He had Fredericks, too, open right around the 1st down marker, just about 2 yards before it, but overthrew him. And there you go. The offense is kind of, they move the football, and the offense self-destructs.
They're great from the 20 to the 20.
Right.
But after that, it just sort of stalls.
But
So,
unfortunately for them, it's not a 60-yard field.
yeah. Very good. So the Seagulls take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
But they're keeping the Old Orchards offense off the field. And I guess if you're the coach for Livermore Falls, you got to like that, because the less plays Gerard runs out there and company, then
The better off you are.
less points are
Here
going on the
comes
board.
Gerard now, but they find an ankle and stop Dave as he gets a couple. Dave running inside is a little strange. They've done that consistently this afternoon. Rather than looking at him sprinting to find something wide, they're doing the inside tackle stuff with Gerard, and I don't think that's where his best talent lies, but nevertheless, that's what we're watching.
The defense has played with the Beach. They've got burnt on those 2 big plays. The pass here to Hubbard and the hook and ladder. That's been the big play.
Now Gerard goes wide. Now he cuts back. Now he's on his feet. And now it's a foot race.
They're not going to catch him.
And so long, boys and girls.
See you later.
Mark it up. And there's 6.
Get the computer
very
out.
quickly. 77 yards, Andy. 77 more yards for Dave Gerard as he goes wide, does his thing, cuts back inside his block, and then goodbye. You're looking at one of the fastest kids in the state of Maine. And the score is 13-0 for the Seagulls. And the band strikes up the old school song.
Livermore Falls must feel like they're dreaming and they just won the lottery, but then they wake up.
Yes.
That's what a Gerard run feels like.
Seagulls go for 2 as Adams goes in motion. Don pitches back to Gerard. Gerard looks to cut back inside, and he's there for the 2. 2 more points for Dave Gerard. We have 6:02 remaining here from Joe Regina Field in Old Orchard Beach. Our score, Old Orchard 15, and at Livermore Falls, zip. We'll be back with the remainder of this second quarter right after this.
Tradition and Maine go hand in hand. And one tradition the locals enjoy is visiting Wormwoods by the Breakwater, Camp Ellis. Wormwoods has been a family affair for more than 50 years, serving up the finest and fresh seafood, certified Angus beef, as well as chicken and pasta dishes. Wormwoods enjoys making you feel at home with hearty meals, lighter portions for small appetites, and gladly accommodates those with special dietary needs. Visit Wormwoods. Become a part of the tradition. If you're looking for something to do or someplace for fun, look no further. There's always something going on at Soho's, an authentic English pub open year-round at the beach. They've got the longest happy hour of anyone that starts at noon and goes to 8 every day. Monday night is football night with free chili, 99-cent Miller drafts, and T-shirt giveaways. Thursday belongs to the ladies with drink specials all evening. Next up, it's DJ Dan and Saturday Night Madness, where you can relieve the recession with half-price drinks, 2 beer specials, and red light specials.
Mark Picaro, that guy there, he say we're ready, therefore we are ready, and there, it's the kickoff.
Is this La Swaja hockey or what?
Oui, La Swaja hockey. It's good stuff. And Fredericks comes up the field nicely, dropped finally at about the 37 or 8.
Fredericks first tackle by number 84, Adams, first down Livermore.
Yeah, if you ever come to a beach game, and they're gaining a yard or 2, and just don't blink. They don't go out for a hot dog, because one run like that just opens the game right up, and you may miss the most exciting plays of the of the game.
While you're putting relish on your hot dog,
Exactly.
they're putting 6 points on the board. The ball is at the 38-yard line, and it's first down for Livermore Falls. What's that? Thank you very much. I was being appreciated up here in the booth.
By who?
By Babe, the official over here, said that was a nice analogy, and I agree. The man is right. Fredericks cuts back inside, gets 2 maybe. Nice recovery on the defense that time. Once again, Adams and Jamie Gettinger, number 75, forcing. Ralph Dubois over there as well. Not getting much success on the right side of the offense this afternoon, but anyway, we've got a second down and about 8 with the clock down to 5.5 minutes left here in this first half. It seems we've seen only Livermore Falls offense all day, but the scoreboard says 15-0 for the Beach, and
Right.
Fredericks is found and stopped. Nice recovery, good tackle in there.
Bickford again in the backfield. Loss of a couple yards on that play. Maybe more than that.
Yeah,
About
Bickford
3 or
is
4.
there. And I'm not sure who number 51 is, but I'll find out. I will be right back. Don't go away.
It'll bring up a third down and 13 for Livermore Falls. If you're going to throw the football, they're 1 for 5 with 1 interception thus far. We have 4 minutes and 45 seconds and the clock moving now to go till halftime. If you just joined us, 15-0. The Beach leads on big plays. And Jerry goes back to pass. Now he's going to scramble a little bit. He's going to try to run. But it's rodeo time here. Brian Tucci takes him down at the original line of scrimmage. Raj, gain of about 3, but it's going to bring him 4th and long.
And I went out to find out who number 51 is.
Yeah.
No, there is no 51. The guy who made the tackle was 61. I should have known that. It was Gettinger all the time, and I'm looking around for somebody that doesn't exist. Ah, well. And Pickard laughs at me. That's not fair. Yeah, I'll get even with him. He doesn't have a mic. I've got a mic.
Maybe he's got a camera.
Yeah, right. And there's the kick, and a nice one. Standing down back there for it is Dave Gerard. Now he's going to start to come back upfield, avoids one, doesn't get away from the rest of the gang.
30-yard punt, no return.
So the Seagulls have the ball at their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, one more drive.
One more drive.
3:46 left in the first half. It's 15-0. Yeah, we saw a lot of Livermore offense in the first half, but we see no points.
That's right.
Again, the big play. You know, the 2 long Gerard runs.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. It is 15 points real quick.
Well, Seagulls go into an I formation now. They split boys on each side, and Don fakes the pass, finds Gerard. Gerard looks for the hole, has it, comes back, looks for a block. He's got room here on the sidelines. Stiff arms another guy and is dragged down finally at the Livermore Falls 40-yard line. How about that guy?
Wow. He's not the most exciting back that I've seen in a long time.
In a long time.
Nobody is. 35-yard run.
You said it.
By Gerard. I think Coach Hersom says seen enough right now. He'd like halftime to end right about now, I think.
Yeah, he calls time, comes out and starts talking to the boys here and saying, you know, do something, will you?
Well, here's the game plan, guys. 10 guys on Gerard. And
right.
you, the other guy, you just stand back there in case he gets by them.
That's right.
3 minutes and 35 seconds left.
When you need to stop, make sure it's an advanced brake service.
Curl Up and Dye, a premier styling salon, keeps getting better and welcomes Jennifer to its crew of the finest professional stylists in the area. They offer full-service, ultra-modern hairstyling and coloring for men and women, facials, manicures, and waxings, and pride themselves on personal professional service. Let them help you decide what you need to look great. Private styling rooms, a convenient location, and the finest stylists offering service tailored to your needs. Sum up Curl Up and Dye. Why not make an appointment today?
After the timeout, we want to mention that the Village Inn scoreboard reads the Orchard Beach Seagulls 15, the Livermore Falls Andes nothing.
Boy, you take your cues well.
Thank you.
that was very nice.
Thank you.
Certainly. Ralph Dubois forward for about 3 yards.
Hopefully we're going to get to say that often this afternoon.
Yes, we are. Hopefully the Village Inn will get their money's worth today.
Yes. They do when I eat there, I know that.
Everybody gets their money's worth at the Village Inn. They're known for it. Second down and about 8, maybe closer to 7. Ain't no big deal. We're about the 38-yard line. Wishbone offense. Dubois spins out of there, goes the other way. That's a design play. And Don picks up a couple, maybe not.
Maybe not. You don't seem to be moving the markers. Maybe they'll give him one, a generous one. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 7.
Yep.
And clock moving, 2 minutes 40 seconds. Plenty of time here for the Beach to keep mounting this drive. 2 more plays for a first down. I'm sure they're more concerned about the first down right now. They should still have a couple timeouts left, I believe. I remember the Dean Plant timeout that they called defensively. You know, since around that point, Livermore Falls just hasn't done anything.
The interesting point, that's true. Brian Tucci sprints wide down at the bottom of your screen, and Don looks for him. He throws it up for grabs, however, Dowd out of bounds.
He got hit.
Tucci had to recover and come back for it a little bit, but it all academic as it sails out of bounds, and we got a 4th down. And we sure the Seagulls will go for another play here on 4th down.
Yeah, he threw right into the wind, Raj, and that ball was thrown very high. And when you're going to throw that high in the wind like that, then it's going to get caught up.
Sure.
Not sure if there's an injury. Ralph Dubois looks like he might have been a little shaken up after he was blocking for his brother, Don. And now I think the trainer's out to look at him right now.
He ran out to look at it.
Bickford.
It's Bickford. And
I saw
Bickford's coming out of there.
Yeah, and I saw Dubois kind of, lunging over too, like he might have been in pain a little bit.
Huh.
Bickford might have taken a shot somewhere.
In the ribs, maybe? They seem to be looking at that area. Anyway, C.T. Broderick, who normally plays only defense for this team, is now in on the offensive line. They are thin, believe me. And Broderick will be a guard on
Beach.
this. Yep. They're going to punt.
Yeah, well, at least they're showing punt.
And it's partially blocked. However, picked out of the air by Bill Adams.
It's going to come back.
Yeah, it's going to come back.
At the point of the block, actually, Raj. At the point of the Orchard Beach catching the ball. That's where it comes back.
Ball blocked by number 89, Sam Groves.
It's going to be a Livermore's ball, I believe.
Well, you know they're bringing the chains out to measure this thing, Andy? Where Adams went down at about the 30. The official up here saying that he can run with the ball, and he didn't. He's got a first down. Oh, well.
Yeah, because if he doesn't get a first down, it becomes Livermore's ball.
Right.
Okay.
But he recovered that block punt out of the air, ran it forward, and the Livermore Falls coach over there is just bouncing around, looking a little upset, but I would be too.
Sure.
Anyway, they have a first down at the 30-yard line.
Actually, I think he's cold. That's why he's bouncing around. Minute 57 to go.
Great coffee over on this side.
Great coffee. Great hot dogs.
Handoff inside, still on his feet, finally dragged down. That looks like Ralph, it is.
Got a little extra blocking clinic going on here in the towards the front end of the field.
Ralph following Chris Hall that time, was blocking up front for him. They pick up a couple.
Well, that may be a big play because Beach puts another one on the board here, and they're going to go up 20. Go for 20, 21 to nothing. But we still got a minute 20 left. They've got some time.
Plenty of time. Gerard now with the ball. He's coming back, looking for a block. Gets a little bit of room, walks the sidelines, but we got a flag that fell down around the 25.
Right. That's usually holding.
I would think.
That's going to come back. The clock stopped at 1:15 left.
So they'll walk that back out to about the 35, let's call it, and it'll look like a second and maybe 15. Clock is stopped, as Andy said, with 1:15 left here in the first half. And the Village Inn scoreboard says it's 15-0.
I was just going to ask you what the Village Inn scoreboard read.
Well, the Village Inn scoreboard said 15-0 for the Seagulls.
Is there another scoreboard?
No, that's the only one.
Okay.
It's just the Village Inn scoreboard.
All right. You can order off that scoreboard.
Yes, you absolutely
when you
can.
come to the field.
Uh-huh. Cute little waitresses, too. I don't know. Second and 16, let's call it. And the ball is at the 41-yard line. Don Dubois drops back, throws, finds Gerard. Gerard with a bit of a block up front. Looking to cut, still on his feet. Oh, David. Did we get another flag over there? We got flags
Might be
everywhere.
a clip.
Yeah, back down around the 25 again.
Well, it's fun watching him run it.
It wasn't it? Yeah.
Glad he didn't stop when the flag got thrown towards him. That's coming back again.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's going to be a minute 10. The clock stopped. Interesting, though. Only 5 seconds ran off the scoreboard on that play.
Yeah.
Seemed like he was running for a while.
It's another holding.
Yeah, okay, holding.
Whatever
flipping,
it was.
Same amount of yards.
They're going to walk off 10 again, which will just probably bring it back to where they were anyway.
Somewhere around, maybe a loss of a yard.
Yeah.
Second in a bunch now. About 19, 18.
Okay, second down, and let's see, 18, 19, and let's see if we go to the air coming out of the eye. We're going to pitch out on the option. Yes, we are. David, however, is racked up on nice defense. Keith Tibbetts, number 70, 6-foot sophomore, in on that tackle, along with Brandon Jerry playing defense as well, of course.
Yeah, I don't think it mattered what Dubois did that time. If he holds the ball, he loses the same amount of yards.
Yeah, that's right. It's a third down and still 19 now.
Clock running. Enough time for a couple more plays, and that's what they'll get here on a 3rd and 19. We've got 30 seconds left in the first half. The Beach leads this thing 15-0.
Throwing into that win again. Tucci's down there.
Oh, got it.
Oh, it's incomplete. Incomplete. Had it, lost it, had it, and it just fell to the ground.
Yeah. Surprised that Don's throwing the ball so high, too, in that wind. Seems like the ball's just staying up there.
Yeah.
It's 19 seconds left, and they'll have a 4th and long. So realistically, they could get another first down and still have another time for one more play. And Livermore Falls will be sending 6'5" safety Jerry.
Now they all
Brian
come
Jerry
back
with
up
that.
because it doesn't appear we're going to punt, and we're not. The pass is thrown to Dave Gerard in the flat. Gerard avoids one guy and then is locked up at about the 30-yard line. But with only 12 seconds left, it really doesn't matter much. And the Seagulls had a chance. You never know. Might have something break away over there. Livermore Falls will get one last shot at this. Maybe one play. And that'll be the end of this first half. A good first half here for the Seagulls from Old Orchard Beach. Jerry calls signals. And there's a fumble there, or he just goes to one knee. I think we're just going to run out the clock. And that apparently is what we've decided to do. So the clock will run out here with 3, 2, 1, zip, and that is the end of the first half here. Our score on the Village Inn scoreboard. Old Orchard Beach 15 and Livermore Falls nothing. Andy and I will be back with the stats and some chatter and whatever else we can find interesting to look at here right after these messages.
shop. Gifts galore from Maine and beyond for every taste and budget. Tisket, rear 605, U.S. Route 1, Scarborough.
We have a score of 15-0 on the Village Inn scoreboard. 15-zip for the Seagulls. And,
I didn't hear you, Raj.
What?
I didn't hear the score. Would you
do it just one more time?
One more, because I was...
You were busy with other stuff.
Yes.
I understand. The Village Inn scoreboard.
Thank you.
15-0 for the Seagulls. Andrew, you've got some statistics.
Yes, I do. These, of course, when I do them, they're very unofficial. So, Old Orchard Beach rushing yardage, 198, Raj. 192 belong to Dave Gerard. There were 3 for 6 in the air, 1 interception for 42 yards, 37 yards to Jerry Hubbard, 5 yards to Dave Gerard. So first half I have them at 240 yards. Actually, not too shabby for Livermore Falls. They showed they could run the football, mainly between Grooms and Fredericks. They had 140 yards on the ground. In the air is another story. They were 1 for 5, 1 interception for 8 yards, 148 yards for Livermore Falls, 240 yards for the Beach in the first half. Scoring-wise, first quarter with 8 minutes and 2 seconds left in the quarter, we saw a very interesting play, the hook and ladder. Dave Gerard, Hubbard caught the pass about 10 yards from Dubois, then pitched it out to a nice pitch to Dave Gerard, 55-yard run. And the kick was good by Parker. It was 7-0 after 1 quarter. Then at 6 minutes, 2 seconds left in the half, Dave Gerard explodes for a 77-yard run. The point after run, Gerard again is good, so he has all the points, all for 1, all except 1. Mm-hmm. So at halftime, that's where we stand, 15-0. Defensively, Raj, I think Livermore's kind of stayed with the Beach here and there.
Yes.
But they've been burnt by the big plays, as we mentioned.
Exactly. The big play is the difference here in this game. 2 of them, in fact, for the Seagulls. And on the other side of the ledger, you're looking for a lot of offense that we watched Livermore Falls do here, but obviously without any success in terms of scores. Anyway, we're ready to get this thing going here for the second half. Again, a beautiful, beautiful afternoon here at Old Orchard Beach. The ball will go into the end zone and beyond. It'll be brought out to the 20-yard line, where we'll see the Seagulls go on offense, 1st and 10.
Yeah, you can tell in that kick which way the wind's blowing.
Yes.
Had the blowing right with the wind that time. So Livermore Falls, if they're gonna get behind, they don't have much of a passing game. But just curiously, they'll be throwing into a wind in the 4th quarter. So the Beach will have the wind to their backs in the 4th. Right now, they're in no danger. Although this is still have a half. You know, we still have a half to go, and it's only 15-0 to Beach. So if you're Livermore Falls' coach, you still got to be a little happy as far as being in the football game.
Absolutely. Well, not much stuff going on there in terms of yardage. Anyway, as Bill Adams is wrestled down, no gain, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
You know, this is week 4,
yep.
and with injuries or ineligibles, and I don't think the Beach has been at full strength all year yet in one football game that I remember.
I think you're right, and this team, when all the pieces are put together again, hopefully next week, for example, it's just getting better, you know, very formidable. There's Don Dubois, and a nice keeper, picks up about 7 or 8 as he busts out over the 25. Yeah, 2 boys on his wing, but decided to keep it and move on the inside for a gain of, let's say, 7. We're looking at a 3rd and 3. Don, of course, has to come to the sideline almost every play to pick up the play from Kurt.
You know, the game that we missed last year, Roger, at Livermore, that's where Don Dubois really exploded, I think.
He sure did. There's a 1st down and a little bit more as Dave Gerard finds a hole and will get out to maybe the 34-yard line.
About an 8-yard pickup.
Yep. This is great coffee, Andy. Thanks.
Hey, no problem.
I was
Better when it's free.
Yeah, oh, man,
It
it's the
tastes a
best one.
lot
It's free.
better.
Ah, yeah, terrific.
First and 10.
Village Inn is great coffee, you know.
It does?
Yeah,
Has a scoreboard, too.
Has a scoreboard, yeah. Really are. Anyway, there's Gerard. Yes, look.
That's Dubois.
Sorry, Dubois. Ralphie busts loose over the 50-yard line to the 46. That's probably his best run from scrimmage this season, you know it?
Yes, it is. 16, let's see, about a 19-yard pickup.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
No, that's true.
Ralph gets out to about the 46-yard line, 47, and a big first down for the Seagulls.
Well, I was so used to seeing Dave Gerard do that it was very easy to call his number.
Yeah, well, I
that
just
time.
saw a 3 and
saw
assumed.
the 3 at the end.
Yep, assumed it was Gerard.
Saw 3 and some smoke going by.
Wrong again. Adams fumbles, picks it up. It's still loose. And who's got it?
I think Adams got it back on the bounce. Oh, wait a minute. They're pointing the other way.
No. Livermore falls with a big fumble recovery at the Seagull 44.
You know, that's a big play for Livermore Falls. It's still in this
Absolutely.
football game. Now, good
Sure.
field position at the beach 44, just when the beach was starting to move again. So we've seen 5 turnovers this afternoon. 2 fumbles by the beach and 1 interception, 1 fumble and 1 interception for Livermore Falls. It's a cold day, too. We mentioned out there, Falls finally hit.
Yep.
Or actually early winters hit.
Yeah, right. First down, handoff inside. Fredericks finds room, a lot of room, still on his feet, and dragged down at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he's determined. He was going to get as far as he could.
First down.
First down. It's a 14-yard pickup.
Sure is.
They're very impressive on the ground, but like you said, eventually they self-destruct.
Well, they need something here, and they need it badly if they're going to climb back into this game. This might be the drive that they want, at least for this quarter, with 9:40 left. They're at the 30-yard line.
Well, I think this is the drive. They've got to start showing something here.
Have
They can
to.
put something on the board.
Have to. Indoff, again, it's Fredericks, but not much this time as Bickford is there.
It's amazing, too. They seem to get inside, as you mentioned, close, and they go away from the game plan. They start throwing the football, or they run a different route, and they just seem to, stop themselves, or they cough up the football.
They pick up maybe 2 yard and a half, so we've got a second down and about
8.
Brandon Jerry is the quarterback. He's 6'5", guys, and
yeah, third-year starter.
Yep. Hands off inside. Oh, man, a beautiful play by Chris Hall defensively. Bickford joins him. And Grooms is just stopped dead in his tracks for a loss maybe of a yard or so. And more. And we're looking at a third down now and 10.
Third and 10. Yep. Oh, we have a flag, though, against the beach, Raj.
Oh, do
Might have
we?
been after that, the play. Might be some kind of a personal foul.
Oh, that'll be a crusher if it is.
Well,
That's the way she goes.
unsportsmanlike. That's what it is.
And they're going to walk off 15, and that gives the Andy's a big first down situation now at the Seagull 15-yard line.
Yeah, instead of 3rd and 10 and forcing Livermore Falls to do what they don't like to do, that's throw the football. Now you give them a first down, you give them some momentum, and I'll tell you, don't count this team out. This is too close of a game, and they've shown signs they've got a good running team.
Indeed.
They've got a whole half to go here, 8 minutes and 27 seconds still in the third quarter. They put one up here, it's just going to give them some confidence.
Spotted at the 14 and make it a first down. Handoff is to Fredericks. Goes the other side. Finds some room. Still on his feet. Could be there. And it'll be
Close
just
to
a
the goal
little
line.
short by about a yard or so, down to about the 1 yard line on a first down.
He's a determined young man, Raj, Fredericks.
It's first and goal now at the 1. And this is the opportunity, certainly, that Livermore Falls been looking for all day. This is it. A chance to get into this game again. And like Andy says, you score in a situation like this, your momentum just builds. Everybody just digs in a little harder. And what do we got? We've got a touchdown.
Quarterback sneak by Brian Jerry.
Brian Jerry keeps the ball, sneaks in for the yard. And we've got a touchdown, and we've got a Seagull down. That's Chris Hall, 72. And they're coming in to take a look at Chris. 6 points now for the Andes, and it's a 15-6 ball game.
It comes right at the 8-minute mark left in quarter number 3. And again, this is a new football game.
Without a doubt, Hall is sitting up. No idea what the injury is about. 2 or 3 folks over there taking a look at him. And of course, this delays the attempt for the extra point.
Which will be a very important extra point, by the way, because the Beach has 15 points up on the board. Do they go for 1 or 2? Eventually, they're going to go for 2.
Well, he's walking fine as he starts to come off the field. It's not a leg injury. It looked maybe a shoulder or arm. He has his arm sort of crossed, so shoulders, usually you find one arm sort of just dangling there. I don't know. We won't play doctor, right? We certainly can't diagnose from the booth. Let's see what they're going to do here.
Looks like they're going to go for 1 first.
All right. The attempt will be by Sam Grooms, number 89, the, I assume, older brother of the running back. The kick is up, and it is good. Okay, so with exactly 8 minutes left here in the third quarter, Livermore Falls gets on the board, and our score, the Seagulls 15 and the Andes 7. And they are definitely back in this thing. All of it coming as the result of a recovered fumble back up around the Seagull 44, and with some good offense and a big penalty that really turned things for them. They get into the end zone.
The penalty definitely hurt.
Game.
Yeah, the penalty definitely hurt the Beach.
For sure.
And Livermore made them pay that time. And of course, they'll be kicking again with the wind, so a chance to put Orchard Beach deep in the hole and not let Dave Gerard run. You know, if I was Dave Gerard, I think I'd stand right at the 1-inch line and not let that ball go in the end zone, because they've already showed they can kick back there.
Yes.
You would think these kids should be back right around the goal line.
Well, they're back pretty deep, both of them. Gerard's down. They're both down around the 10, so they're fairly deep. Grooms kicks off as well. Now they're back to almost the 5-yard line, so Don Dubois and Dave Gerard are deep for the Seagulls. And the kick is away. It comes up short, however, picked up by Tucci. He goes wide, loses yards in the process as he tries to come back, and will be dropped at about the 26, 27-yard line. Brian lost about 8 or 9 yards just trying to get some room on the outside, and there wasn't any.
I'll be figuring if he could get to that outside, everybody was going to be bottled up over here.
Yep.
But just never picked up enough blocking, and Livermore Falls able to stop him. First and 10 for the Beach. Let's see Livermore Falls' defense reacts here to this. If they, this is an important drive, I think, for both teams defensively for Livermore Falls and Old Orchard Beach's offense, because if they stop him here, it's a case of more momentum being built up for Livermore Falls.
And watch this Livermore Falls defense team now and see if they don't seem to react a little more aggressively.
Yeah, a little more intensity.
Sure, you'll see it. There's no question about it. And that always follows after a successful offensive series of scores and so on.
Kurt said that this team wasn't going away. They're going to be in your face for the whole, 48 minutes of action.
Yep. Late handoff is to Gerard, and there was exactly what we're talking about. Big reaction by the defense. Look at them all jumping around, glad handing it and all that sort of stuff. That happens. It just happens, and there's a loss of 5. So we've got a second down and 15 here. The ball is back at the 22. Now you got to do something to counter that aggressive rush that they expect to see. And usually if you can just, a little drop pass someplace just behind the defense sometimes works. Let's see what happens.
Sometimes all it takes is a first down.
Sometimes all it takes is Dave Gerard. And he gets close to the first down.
Going to be about 2 yards short, but saying time and time again how they get burnt on the big play, too.
Yep.
Almost a case again here. Well, actually, he's a little more than 2 yards short, probably about 3 yards short.
Give him about 10, I guess, on the play, maybe 11. And we're going to look at a 3rd and about 4 now as we're looking. They got the ball spotted. Let's make it the 34-yard line for the Seagulls.
Very important down for both
Huge
teams
3rd
here.
down at this point in the game. This can be that momentum breaker we're talking about, and that's Ralph. He's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to be quite there. I don't know. Close. Very close. The spot is everything. He didn't get a bad spot, but the ref looks at it.
Close enough to
says,
measure, I think. Close enough to measure.
Let's measure. Exactly. So we're going to measure it. And we'll see just what they've got to do here, and we'll also see what Kurt Creechin decides to call if it is a 4th down, and let's say
be another
a foot or so. You know, what do we call? So they're going to stretch it out. Mark's got it. Looks at it. They're short by about 3 or 4 inches, 6 inches, and this is the call. Midway here in the 3rd quarter, Kurt Creechin is talking it over with Don Dubois.
I think they're going to go for it.
And he's made his decision. He says, we got to be able to get 6 inches. Just absolutely have to be able to get 6 inches. And the offense says, okay, coach.
That shows a lot of confidence. And when you come out of the huddle, you know that the coach has had some confidence. Although they could punt from this formation.
Yes,
Dave Gerard
they
standing
have,
back.
but they don't. It's Dubois just bowling forward, and Don has it.
I think he's got it, yeah.
So
Good
there's
call.
a 1st down, a good call, tough call, and a momentum breaker, maybe, in terms of Livermore Falls.
And, you know, on the call, it's good formation because if you're scouting Orchard Beach, you also know that Orchard kicks from that formation.
That's right.
And your linebacker a little more hesitant on playing close.
Precisely.
So it's a very good call.
And the ball is spotted at the Seagull 39, and it's a 1st down. And now let's see if the momentum shifts just a little bit. Tends to do that in these games. Don, nice option, pitches out, and there's a good pitch out. Looked like it would get more than it got, but nevertheless, we pick up about 6 or so by Dave Gerard. Dubois running down the line with that option, always available to him. And it'll be second and 4.
Second and 4, yeah. Definitely a nice pitch, good timing pattern that time on the pitch.
You know, the team is just looking better every week. These types of plays, we saw this as a fumble, if you recall, way back at the beginning of this game. First play, in fact, was a fumble, but it's this they just seem to be working, clicking better, understanding each other better. Now we try an inside handoff that would be coming back against the grain. It gets nothing, however.
And I guess if you're playing the Beach, you kind of know them as a slow-starting team.
Right.
Usually, if you're going to get them, you got to get them early because, they, as you said, they're going to get better.
They get better, and
as
they
the
just
game
improve.
wears on.
Sure. We got a loss on the play. Now we're back to that 3rd down again. It's 3rd and 5. We just got an important 1st down. It'd be a shame to slow down now. So this is another big 3rd down play for the Seagulls here in midway in this 3rd quarter. Pitch out. Gerard, of course, coming back. Oh, good defensive hit.
That's Sam
Grooms, yep, comes up, makes the hit. Dave goes down. There's no gain on the play. And now we're back to another 4th down call and more like 4th and 6.
This time I think you'll kick the ball away.
I think you do.
Their own 44-yard line. Livermore comes up big now on that next series. You think they would have faltered a little bit momentum-wise, but they haven't. They're sticking with their game plan.
Yep. Everybody drops back for the punt, and Jerry Hubbard will apparently do just that. Snap. Punt is away, and it's a good one. Oh, yes, he's got nice lift on it. Fielded about the 27 by Brandon Jerry, and he's dropped at his own 40-yard line. Nice return.
Yeah, good kick, good return.
Good
field position for the Andes.
Well, before the Andes have a chance to go back on offense, let's take a break up here in the booth. We'll be back with the remainder of quarter number 3 right after this.
In the past year and a half, the new Amanda Mays has established itself serving up the finest breakfast in the area, and with good reason. The freshest ingredients, big portions, small prices, friendly service, and great gossip combine to give your day a winning start. There are specials every day: soups, chowders, sandwiches, something for everyone, and it's all available for takeout. Plus, they cater any event. For a very pleasant dining surprise, try Amanda Mays, where good friends meet and make new ones.
Sometimes you just want to do the same old thing. When you need photocopies at reasonable rates, you want to visit Copy It again. Multiple copies, collated, stapled, or bound are no problem for Copy It's high-speed copier. Don't go anywhere else for copies up to 36 inches wide or for blueprints. But when you want some color in your life, go to Copy It. Copy It's full-color copier reproduces photos and artwork like you wouldn't believe and gives pizzazz to business documents. Whether you want the old or the new, go to Copy It for all your copy needs.
Seagull cheerleaders down there with their earmuffs, doing the best they can. If you look at the other side of the field, the Livermore Falls girls are wearing leggings of some sort to keep their legs warm. They've got the green jackets on and all that. They obviously came prepared for a winter day. The Seagull girls, however, say, nah, we're tougher than that. And they're out there with bare legs and freezing, I guess. But they do have their earmuffs. So something's warm. Ears. Ears are important. And ears and mittens.
Blue mittens.
Yeah, blue mittens. Whoa, look out. Don't hurt yourself. Good grief. Before the season's out, we got to get down the field, maybe before the game or something, and talk to these young ladies.
Good idea.
Gotta remind me to do that. Go down and introduce them and talk to them a little bit, and we'll do that before one of these games. Okay, back to the field. 1st and 10 now as the Andes go back on offense and are stopped on the first play. That may have been Fredericks for a loss of a couple.
C.T. Broderick.
Yes, indeed.
Bill Adams.
Yeah.
And also want to give credit to... Yeah.
75. There's a loss of a couple. We're looking at a second and about 12, I guess. We've got 3:25 and counting here in this third quarter. And the Village Inn scoreboard says Old Orchard Beach 15 and Livermore Fowls 7. You know, if Livermore Falls loses this, can we say that Livermore fell?
Maybe.
We could. We might.
Somebody's going to fall right now, though.
That's right. Down in the pickup of a couple, and that's it. And the 3rd and 10 is set up.
Headline in the next paper would be Livermore Falls, right?
That's right. Didn't catch the ball carrier, to tell you the truth, but a gain of maybe a yard.
3rd and 9.
3rd and 9. Looks good.
Again, when you third and long on this team, you're taking them away from their game plan.
Precisely.
This is not what they want to be in the position.
Expect Jerry to fall back to pass. They have 2 boys split at the bottom of your screen, and he does. Now he hands off to Fredericks, who tries to pick it up, and oh no.
Bill
Sorry.
Adams
That's
and C.T. Broderick again.
Yes, sir.
Adams has played real well defensively.
Broderick is enjoying himself. I don't blame him. 4th down and 10, so we've got 3 and out here for the offense on this series, and a punting situation.
Good defense. 2 minutes left in quarter number 3. Again, Sam Grooms will be back there with the punt attempt. Gerard is the lone back deep, and he'll be punting with the wind to his back.
Well, we may have a little bit of a movement. I don't know if it goes offense or defense, but somebody moved prior to the snap.
It'll be on Livermore, I think.
It usually is. They've drawn off. No, it's 5 yards the other way. Well,
4th and 4 now.
4th and 4, yeah. And they're still going to punt. Okay.
I don't think
guess.
you got a good mark on that.
No.
4-yard penalty.
That's right. Beach with 2 boys deep. Gerard and Dondu boys. The ball is punted away. And coming back upfield is Don, and he gets a nice little return. So the Seagulls will be set up in pretty good shape here to go on offense at about their own 38-yard line. Not a bad spot.
No, you know, looking at some of the games that we have to do, I know from a personal standpoint, Raj,
yes, sir.
Not going to be fun for us as taping these games. Mark hasn't been with us yet to these places, but I was explaining him a little bit about Booth Bay and Winthrop. I think Booth Bay, we're usually looking either on top of a bus or in the bleachers.
That's true.
And Winthrop, we're either looking on top of a hill or that famous shed that you fell off.
That I fell off. That's right. Your son is still laughing about it.
He's still laughing. He may make the trip just to watch you fall off again.
That's right. Oh, man.
He's got that one circled down.
Yes, he has. Marked in his
on the
calendar.
schedule.
Yeah.
Winthrop is the game he's definitely going to.
Ralph Dubois for no gain, loss of a yard. Yeah, some of those places are fun.
If you've never been to Winthrop, picture Cobb Stadium.
Yep.
And picture about 2 of those hills. That's
higher. Right?
Higher. Yeah. It almost looks like you're playing inside a crater.
Mm-hmm. People sit in the hill and very often roll down. They can't keep their balance. Rushing forward is... look at
wait
this.
a minute.
Oh, man.
Time out in the booth.
Hold on. Time out in the booth.
Oh, look at that.
Food is
we'll
being
have
delivered.
One here. Thank you.
Holy mackerel. Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you so much. We're being plied with food.
Room service.
Room service.
It's been delivered.
Thank you very much. Mark took
Where else could you go and have this kind of service
hot dogs.
here?
This is terrific. What wonderful human beings.
If we can only call a timeout right now. Dave Gerard, though, doesn't call a timeout.
Nope, gets out to the 45, maybe the 46, but it'll be a 4th down and about 3, I think.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 10, a gain of about 7 for Gerard.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, while I bite into this delicious hot dog. Wait a minute, I got to get my microphone out of my
Nice run by Dave. It's going to bring, again, a 4th down and 2 or 3.
This is great.
They need to get to their own 49. They're on the 46. So, again, an interesting call here. You know, do you kick the football? I would think so, but then again... We've done Old Orchard Beach games for so many years. We've seen so many interesting calls. I'm not going to even second-guess these guys. And that's going to be the quarter. That's a good time for the quarter to end,
Perfect
too.
timing.
If you only knew.
Absolutely. At the end of 3 quarters of play from Joe Regina Field in Old Orchard Beach, our score, our Village Inn scoreboard says Old Orchard Beach 15 and Livermore Falls 7. We'll be back with the 4th quarter right after we eat our hot dogs.
Party Castles is where party people go so they can get their parties off the ground. Party Castles has party supplies for every celebration. From more than a rainbow tableware to streamers, personalized balloons, and balloon delivery, Party Castles will give your party a lift. And if your special wedding day is fast approaching, a visit to Party Castles will delight you. Janine can help you with wedding invitations, rental of the wonderful balloon arch, and the wedding bell. For the most festive parties and the most beautiful weddings, you've got to get to Party Castles.
Peaches. And Peaches Deli, 88 Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach, guarantees the freshness, quality, and homemade goodness of all of their food. Any time is a great time to enjoy a delicious specialty pizza or one of an almost unlimited variety of overstuffed subs. Call ahead and your order will be ready when you arrive. And be sure to pick up your favorite beverages, snacks, and megabuck tickets. For homemade freshness and quality, nothing beats the fresh taste of Peaches. Guaranteed.
All right, go ahead. I saw you eating, so it's like...
Good point. 4th quarter starts with a 4th down punt. That goes pretty much straight up and down. Well, maybe a little yard. Oh, a good roll. But picked up by Brandon Jerry, getting away from some folks. Finally dropped at the 33-yard line. And that's where Livermore Falls will go back on offense, trailing in this game by 8 points in a tough one. This has been a really fine football game in many ways. Big plays, big turnovers, a couple of penalties have been the story, really. And this 4th quarter could be very, very interesting. 1st and 10 for Livermore Falls, as we said, at their own, what did I call it, 38? We'll make it 33-yard line. 33-yard line.
Plenty of time.
Absolutely.
Got a whole quarter to go. Livermore Falls now has the ball.
Jerry will throw. Rushed. Comes out of the pocket. Throws downfield. He's got his man, but he's also got Dave Gerard with the interception. Gerard pitches it back. And it's still loose. And now they're going to fall on it. It'll be the Seagull ball at the 13-yard line. Gerard made the interception. As he was going down, thought he could lateral it back to somebody to get some kind of a return out of it. I didn't catch who the other boy was. Nevertheless, it's booted around, kicked around, and finally rolls down and is recovered by the Seagulls at their own 14-yard line. Could have been disastrous.
You know, and I think one of the biggest mistakes that the Livermore Falls kid made was try to pick up the ball and run. He
Yep,
could have
the
just
kid had
fallen
it made.
fallen on the football. They've got a first down around the 20-yard line. But he tried to pick it up and run. And it was just one mistake after another down there. It was just who was going to get the football.
Handoff was inside for a couple of yards to Ralph, who gets to the 15 or so.
But it shows, you know, even on that play, the interception, Dave just wasn't satisfied with the interception. He wanted more out of it, you know, and he unselfishly tried to pitch the ball out to get more yards. You know, a lot of kids would have just fell down right there and taken the interception. You know, he was trying to make more of what he had. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes things like that happen.
Gerard has the opinion, I think, that every play is an opportunity. You know,
Exactly.
There's a possibility that we might make something happen out of this
Right.
more than what we've got. Reverse, Gerard gets away from one man. Now he hopes for a little bit of the seam. He's got it. Needs a block. Gets away from another one.
He's gone.
He is gone. It's a foot race,
Yep.
and forget it.
No way
boys
he's going to
and
get
girls.
caught up as he trips right there.
No flags.
No flags.
He is gone for 85 yards.
I'll tell you. You know, we're just out of breath calling these things, and this is the guy running the yards out there. It's an incredible show he puts on week in and week out, and he's going to just stay there and catch his breath. And look, he should have been basically back for a loss of about 5 or 10. The average back loses 5 or 10 that time, and then gets hemmed in at the line of scrimmage. But he just busted out. He'll make room when there's absolutely no room at all. What
The
a great
handoff was to
football
Bill
player.
Adams, who hands it to on the reverse to Gerard coming back the other way.
Is that 85?
85.
85 yards.
There you go. Just add them up.
This is the kind of back that I need to take a new math course to just do the stats in the games, because he goes into a whole new dimension with this guy.
It sure does. It's 21 now to 7. The extra point will be attempted by Parker with the hold by Gerard. The kick is up. It is. Looks good. Is good. And the Village Inn scoreboard says, with 10:37 left here in the fourth quarter, Old Orchard Beach 22. 22. Yes, indeed. And Livermore Falls 7. And Dave Gerard has 21 of the 22. No, make it 20. 20 of the 22.
Well, it's an incredible show. I mean, he's got to be the best back that I've seen in a long time. He just makes things happen. He's just a cannon waiting to go off, basically. That's 22 to 7. I tell you, that's a backbreaker. He went from the bad pitch over to the mistake to we saw it in the J game. You know, the fumble. He knew he had. You know, he knew with that last fumble, you knew he was going to make up for it, and then we see explodes in that game in the fourth quarter. So it seems to drive him. After a mistake is made, it just seems to drive him.
Yeah, exactly. Remember that play that, I guess it was the J game, where he was so dejected because he had fouled up or thought he had fouled up or something, and the next play, bang.
Next play, you knew something was going to happen.
And
it
it
you're
did.
just waiting for it. You know, when you come to a beach game, you just bring some extra tape, you know, bring a camcorder and just save your highlight.
Yep.
You know, you show the kids, show that this is how it's done right here.
They're keeping Dave out of this kickoff team. I think he's probably still a little winded, and I don't blame them for holding him out on this one. Kickoff to Fredericks. Fredericks, face mask by Tucci. No question about it. Caught him high and caught the face mask. He's down hard at the 27 or 8 yard line. Brian Tucci on a dead run after the ball carrier just reached up, caught him by the face mask. I don't think
it was intentional.
That stuff is not intentional, but
No.
it happens.
He went to reach. He had kind of overshot the play.
Yep.
Fredericks has a lot of speed and was just getting by him, and you can tell when it's flagrant and not sometimes. There's no way.
Fredericks is down, by the way. And you've got a bunch of folks out there, Seagulls trainers out there as well. They walk off the penalty, bringing the ball out to the 44. And Fredericks is still down. That is not a good sign.
No, Kurt's out there too, also attending
Yes, he
to Fredericks. He's a little very concerned also. You hate to see that to happen to anybody.
And the boy is up, looking okay. He'll be out for a play or two, I would think.
It's like a tough
Although he
kid
goes
out there.
right back into the huddle.
Well, he's
So,
supposed to come out for one play. He's going to have to come out. It's an injury called. I'm sure he doesn't want to leave the field. It's a good safety precaution, though. You sit him out for a play. It's a timeout, I think, too, on Livermore
yes,
Falls.
they've taken the timeout.
I think he wants. He's still in the football game, believe
Yes,
it
he
or
is.
not. It's 22-7. They're down 2 scores, but
He's
if they want
coming
to
out
drive
now.
here, he's got to come out. He's got to sit out for one play.
Yeah, he's just left the field. 10:31 left in the fourth quarter, and it's 22-7 as Livermore Falls will try to go back on offense here. They had it going there for a little bit after scoring to narrow the lead down to an 8-point difference. Looked like we had a momentum change, but the Seagulls have sort of put an end to that. Everything moves back to their favor once again, particularly following that electrifying 85-yard run by who else? Dave Gerard.
You know, we've said it time and again over the games, over the year, that this guy could do this in a phone booth, basically. You know, he could make moves like you
read about.
Exactly.
What a great play to do a football game. You know, they came up here, gave us food. What a terrific place. We got hot dogs over here. We got popcorn up here.
Room service in the booth.
Yeah.
And
you put on a little weight, too. I didn't want to mention it. But yeah, right.
You know, we mentioned it time and time again. You just take a look at this field. You know, you look at the facilities here. You look at the bleachers, the size of the bleachers, especially on this side. If you ever attend a game here, you know, you look at the booth itself. You know, there is not a better place to do a football game than this place here.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. Well, it's first down, and let's see what cooks here as we pitch it back out to the deep back who is being hemmed in. This is Frederick's replacement, basically, number 21, Jeremy Abbott. Only a freshman, Andy. 148-pound Frenchman. Freshman.
But it could be French, too.
Not with a name like Abbott.
No, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Unless his
His
mother.
mother might be.
Yeah, right. So we gained a couple of yards, and we're looking at a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, you got to be impressed, though, with the Livermore squad, too. This is a young team. There's no question.
Yeah.
You know, for the next 2 or 3 years, these guys are going to be in the thick of it.
But for sure. Fredericks is back in the lineup, by the way, so
well, that's good
everything
news.
is back to normal. On 2nd and 8. And he is the deep back out of this power I set that they got going, and it's the power back in effect that gets a couple of yards.
It's going to give him a couple more.
Yep.
3rd down and about 6 now.
Got it.
And we have 10 minutes and 5 seconds left in the 4th quarter. If you just joined us, the Village Inn scoreboard reads as follows: the Orchard Beach Seagulls 22 and the Livermore Falls Andes 7. If you're not familiar with Livermore Falls is, it's near J. If you're not sure where J is, get a map.
Right. Not too far from
Livermore Falls.
Right. 3rd and 6. Jerry drops back to throw. Does. Short. Intercepted. Coming back beautifully for the ball is Brian Tucci. Oh, man. Talk about anticipating a pass. Tucci was a couple of yards behind the intended receiver, and when that ball was thrown, he just moved right in front of his man, picked it off neat and clean, and it's a first down for the Seagulls at their own 43.
Yeah, Livermore Falls is in the position now they don't want to be in. They're down by 2 scores. They don't want to throw the football because passing-wise, Raj, they're 1 for 8 now with 3 picks. You know, 3 interceptions for the Beach, and they're just not a throwing team. And they're throwing. I know Jerry's got a strong arm there, but you said you need somebody to throw to also.
Sure. Well, we're back on offense for the Seagulls. First down. A good field position. Dave Gerard is going to go wide as avoids a couple. Has to cut back inside. Stiff arms a man down and is dropped after picking up about 7. He's tough, isn't he?
He definitely is.
That was Ian Hansen, number 5, who came up for the tackle, and Gerard made him pay.
That was a clinic on stiff arming your opponent. And that is legal as long as you don't grab the face mask or you don't pull him down. But I'll tell you, that's another play where the defense should have had him hemmed in, and that's what speed will do for you, right there. It's actually a gain of about 8.
It is. So we've got a 2nd and 2. The ball right at the 50-yard line, just over. There's a fake reverse this time. Adams hangs on to the ball, gets the first down, and Moore powers down to the 46-yard line, picked at the 41-yard line of Livermore Falls. Now it's right set at the 40.
Gain of about 10, and that time there, it's a good play in the effect that if you're the defense, you got to be leery of that reverse again. You know, you've got the weapon on the other side, so you're going to free up the ball carrier.
We got a timeout on the field. Andy, what do we got for stats? How many yards running? Can you do that kind of quick for Gerard? I'm just interested because we had that other 85.
Yeah, somewhere in the vicinity of 310 yards of rushing.
Unbelievable. Another huge afternoon. Remember, too, Todd Polk is out of today's lineup. He's the counter to this offense. He's the guy who goes the other way.
Right.
And so, you know, if you're keying, you're the defense, you've got to be keying every play. In Gerard, there's no Polk going the other way. Bill Adams is in there doing a nice job, but this is not his normal position.
Exactly.
And he's not the threat that you would think Polk would be, and still Gerard has over 300 yards. There's a nice cross play by Ralph, coming out of there. Flag is dropped. We may have a penalty on Hubbard.
Yeah, they're pointing to Hubbard. It's going to be a clip. It's going to be coming back.
Yeah, it's coming back.
And the Beaches had a lot of...
Too bad. That was
like
a nice play by Ralph.
Though. Yeah, it was, you know. And that's what having 310 yards in a game will do for you.
Sure.
It'll give the other backs some freedom, too, to run. It was a good, hard-nosed run right up the middle.
Yeah, we saw Adams on the previous play, and now Ralph comes up with this gain. Of course, it's all coming back because of the penalty, but nevertheless, the offense was there. And we're going to go, it's a tripping call, I believe, against, I think it was Jamie Gettinger that was caught around the 35. The ball comes out to the 50, and we're going to look at a first down, repeat first down, 1st and 20.
Well, unofficially, I've got him at 312.
Wow.
Rushing-wise. And in the afternoon, we've still got 9 minutes left in the football game. Things could happen here, you know. This kid could hit 400 yards this afternoon. That's incredible.
It is. Well, he's going to pick up a couple more. Now he goes wide. He makes that juke step that he just loves to do. Brandon Jerry finds him down around the 35, but there's 15 more. So make it 327 yards for Dave Gerard this afternoon. And it'll be a 2nd down now and 5. A great recovery by the offense. He makes that one inside step. Looks a little bit, if you follow the pro football, and I know everybody does, Emmitt Smith is famous for that inside step, and then he gives you the one leg and pulls it back and then heads to the outside. And that's just about what he did on this play. Bill Adams, struggling and being pushed forward, actually, will get very close to the first down.
Nice bit of run that time by Bill.
Yep. You'll be short by a yard, maybe. Well, we got another good offensive drive rolling here, Andy. It looks like Beach may have something cooking once again on a 3rd and 1.
And they're showing a good balance, too. They're using Gerard an awful lot, but then again, you see Ralph going up the middle. You see Bill Adams getting the call. It's just good balance. Good balance offense, some good blocking by the interior line. And it brings up a 3rd and about a yard.
3rd and a yard. And we're going to go with Gerard up the gut, and Dave is going to get another 4 or 5. Close to the 25 now. Make it just about the 25, so there's another 5 yards.
332 now.
Good God.
We're just going to add them up as we go on.
Yeah, it's just fascinating to keep a running total on this thing, because I think it's just the real story of this game. Well, we got a first down, and the ball's at the 26. And the handoff goes to Adams, and Bill is stopped, but he'll pick up another 5 or more.
Another 5. They're just grounding 5 at a time out now.
Adams stopped by 44 Roanoke.
Just inside the 20. Now we're down to the 19-yard line, so You know, he gets more like 6 or 7, I guess, in that. Certainly, yeah, closer to 7. So we got a 2nd and 3 now.
It seems like they're just wearing him out now. I think the 85-yard run by Gerard really just kind of took the wind out of their sails.
I think that probably capped it. You're right. We're down to 7 minutes and counting, by the way, here in this fourth quarter. And the Seagulls, very healthy situation. There's a new number in that backfield. That's number 14, I'm sorry, Bill Burke, a junior running back, and Bill Burke will pick up
He'll pick up
the
about
first
5.
down. Yeah, he's down inside the 14 to the 14-yard line, inside the 15, 14-yard line. First, then 10. Seagulls just keep rolling them up. Burke's in the lineup, by the way, for Ralph Dubois, who's sitting out a couple of plays here. One of the Burke brothers, there's Bill and there's Kenny. This is Gerard. He's not one of the Burke brothers, and he picks up about 3, I guess.
Gerard stopped after a 2-yard gain by number 25, Frederick.
So another 2 will make it for Dave, and we're looking at a 2nd and 8. Ball sitting at the 12-yard line. Clock is just running down on all these running plays here. Of course, nothing stopping it. No penalties, no incomplete passes, none of that stuff. So everything is in the Seagulls' favor. Field position, clock, everything.
Another score here just puts a nail in the coffin, basically.
Well, this thing is probably over anyway, but I hate to say those things too early. Now we've got a loss on the play here by Adams. Good
Face
defense.
mask, I think. I'm not sure.
Flag
it's
is
either
down.
unsportsmanlike on the beach, because there was no face mask called, I think.
It is going against the Seagulls. You're right. They're walking off 15. Mark is saying it's against 84, so he spotted. Yeah. So it's unsportsmanlike, and probably against Bill Adams. The
And
ball
he'll be
comes
coming out.
way back out to the 30-yard line.
So it's going to, 3rd and very long.
3rd and a bunch, we'll look about 3rd and let's say 25 or 26 maybe.
Yeah, they need to get to about the 4-yard line. They're on the on the 30 right now.
Right on the 30. Let's see if they go to the air. Don is pitching out to Gerard. Gerard cuts back, but there's not much there. A couple of yards, and Dave is down. Oh, we'll have a 4th down and a lot of yards.
Yeah, don't expect a kick here. They're inside the 30, 29-yard line, actually. And the clock's still moving. They'll take as much time off as they can. They're in no hurry. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the football game. It's pretty much safe to say.
Out of the wishbone. Don drops straight back, throws deep, looking for Hubbard. He makes a great catch at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, not enough for a first down, but it's pretty.
It's pretty. It is indeed pretty. Jerry Hubbard makes a fine catch, and a flag is down.
Yeah, it might be on Livermore Falls, I believe.
At the 10, so hang on to that. Face mask is going to be called.
So it's going to be a first down?
It will be a first down because they'll walk that off to about the 5, won't they?
Should be halfway, I think. Plus it'll be a first and goal.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll have enough or not.
Well, I think it's an automatic. Is it an automatic?
I'm not sure if it is. I'm
would
not
think
sure.
it
They
is.
haven't moved the... Yes, the referee is saying first down. Oh, no, he's not. He's calling the penalty. Now they got to...
Oh, okay. They got to measure?
I think
well,
they
he
have
didn't
to
get
measure
it, because if you look at this flag here, no, maybe it's first Livermore. I don't think anybody knows right now. The way they're setting up, the beach still has a football here.
The officials are still talking it over. The referee over on that side.
First down Livermore.
It's first down Livermore because even with the penalty,
right? Okay.
They still didn't get the yardage.
No, they missed by about a yard. They needed to get to the 4. I think they were just talking over.
Well, this is probably a good place for us to take a quick break. We'll be right back. I don't know. Cameraman says no. It's not a good place to take a quick break.
I'm going to change tape.
All right, we'll hang in there for a little bit. We still have one more break to take in this quarter. So, Mark, back there in the studio, don't get nervous. We'll do it.
4 minutes and 30 seconds left now in the football game. Livermore takes over deep in their own territory at their 5. They trail this thing 22-7 on the Dave Gerard show.
Yeah.
Unofficially, I think I had him at 334 yards at this point.
This is great. 334 yards. Well, anyway, Livermore Falls on offense. Fredericks is the deep back as Jerry calls signals. Hands off to Fredericks, who gets back out to the 7 or 8. Pick up a couple. But this is not the kind of yardage you need if you're trying to win a football game, obviously. This is just survival yardage. And the clock runs with 4 minutes left, or just a little bit more.
Right.
And I think we have seen the end of the ball game, boys and girls.
Yeah, second down and a long 6. Some people.
At Soccer Redemption Center, redemption is our only business, so we give you the best service around. At Soccer Redemption, we accept any quantity of returnables. We trust your honest pre-count. You won't stand in long lines. In fact, if you have young children or are disabled, we'll come to your car. And if your organization plans a bottle drive, team up with Soccer Redemption. We'll give you 10% above their value and park our trailer for collection at your location or ours. So if you plan a bottle drive, call Soccer Redemption at 283-8900 today.
For classic American fare with a continental flair, come to Silver Spoons, Southern Maine's casual dining alternative.
I think we have seen the end of the ball game, boys and girls.
Yeah, second down and a long 6. Some people coming out of the lineup. I think Chris Hall came out.
Yeah.
Bickford comes out, trying to catch some numbers as the Ralph Dubois comes off.
We'll catch some new numbers if we can. Oh, nice tackle.
Yeah.
Nice tackle in there. Got to catch the number of that, Jamie. No, that's Jerry Hubbard making the
He's had himself a nice game this afternoon.
Hasn't he, though? Beautiful game.
3 receptions for 57 yards for Hubbard.
Third down and about 6 now for the Andes. And we'll probably be taking a break after this play. Pitch out. And drag down for a loss. It'll be 4th down, and before we get to that 4th down play, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with the rest of this 4th quarter right after this.
Main Glass is the first place you should call when you're looking for expert auto glass and sunroof installations. Our trained professionals are NGA certified technicians, equipped with the latest tools to do the job right for you. Our customer service staff can handle your insurance claim, arrange a time convenient to your schedule, with local pickup and delivery of your vehicle if needed. And in most cases, we can do the work the same day that you call. At Main Glass, when we say we do it right for you, we mean it.
Hi, this is Bill O'Neill, owner of Bill O'Neill's House of Rock and Roll, Route 1 in Saco. For the past 7 years, we've been your local music store. No need to leave town to find the music you want. Great selection, good prices every day on CDs, tapes, and records. Be sure to check out our large selection of used CDs with over 1,000 titles to choose from. We're open daily, 10 till 8, Sundays noon to 5. Major credit cards accepted. Come in. Bill O'Neill's House of Rock and Roll, Route 1, Saco.
Nothing's easy easier.
It's the look you've been looking for.
Nothing's easier.
It's the best paint in the business.
Nothing's easier than Easy Elegance.
Electric colors, brighter whites. Indoors, Easy Elegance Paints makes it easy to brighten a home, while American Classic exterior paints